The Chicago Bears pull out a dramatic overtime victory with playoff implications against their longtime heated rival, the Green Bay Packers. And Caleb Williams now leads the NFL with six fourth quarter comebacks this season. And he's tied with the Hall of Famer Peyton Manning, who had six in 1999, for the most in a season under the age of 25 in NFL history. Do you believe yet, Bears fans? Do you believe yet? Let's share the thoughts on today's Sports Chicago Style. Sports Chicago Style for me and you. Welcome, one and all, to Sports Chicago Style. Please be sure to like the video if you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Holy effing hell. The Chicago Bears team is going to be the death of us. In a good way. Because the stick-to-itiveness, the belief, the way that they're pulling victory from what for so long would have been the jaws of defeat. And it is just so exciting and so refreshing, so exhilarating. Bonus that it came against the Packers with this win on a late Saturday night along the lakefront in the city of Chicago on a beautiful holiday week. And it's going to be that much more beautiful because of this victory. Now, it did have to go into overtime, mind you, so there were some opportunities that were missed, but this team kept playing, kept battling, kept overcoming their own self-induced problems with penalties and all that. So the atmosphere, the aura, the ambiance, the general spirit, the attitude of this team is something that I don't think that as a fan base we were prepared for, because expectations outside of Hallis Hall were not to make the playoffs this year, was not to take the division this year, was to battle for it, sure. 10 wins, sure. But nobody had that 11-win bingo card, did you? Did you go into the season like, yeah, this first iteration of the Ben Johnson coach team, 11 wins plus the playoffs. And once you get into the big dance, anything can happen. And as this team heals up and they start playing their best ball at this time of the season, now the team around the league is going to want to play him. Now, before we get to the thoughts of the panel, speaking of injuries and getting dinged up, there were a couple notes that I have here of someone who did get dinged, and that is C.J. Gardner Johnson, C.D. Deuce. He looked like he had a knee issue on that touchdown play where he was in coverage, not his forte. And it looks like maybe he hyperextended it or so. Other injury notes, Bear-wise, DJ Moore, who took a nasty, dirty, quote-unquote, accidental shot early, was holding his back for several plays, but, DJ is Wolverine out there. He got the condominium. He got that in his system, and he's been able to overcome it. And as we saw, made the game-winning touchdown on such a beautiful pass, and then he ran under it, made that little adjustment right into the hands with the defender trying to play hide and go seek peekaboo with his face. And let's go Bears. All right. Yeah, yeah. All right. And then also a shout out to someone who was filling in for injured players, undrafted rookie free agent Jade Walker, who was able to make a difference in his first real appearance, of getting the ball this season in the end zone, and he made a beautiful catch. The future is bright for this offense of the Bears team. Now, before we get into everyone's thoughts, another note that I had that I wanted to pass along with you, as I am the bearer of information. That's what I want to say. That hit from Austin Booker to Jordan Love, quarterback for the Packers, that took him out, put him into concussion protocol. I get it. It was helmet to helmet contact, true. And Booker did lead with his helmet, true. So even hadn't Jordan Love ducked his head into that contact, putting his brain into putting mushy, concussed, threatened territory, don't do that. I mean, you're going to get that 15-yard flag because Booker was going to hit him with his helmet, but in his midsection, in his chest. It wasn't a malicious thing. And so any talk that was a dirty hit, I'm not buying it. And if it's payback for the DJ Moore hit, and it's like, we got it. Nah, it don't work like that. It was just exuberance of youth, bad positioning, and it is what it is. But it was also a Bears victory, so that's what the hell it was. So, cry harder, Packer fans. All right? So, let's get to the thoughts of the panel. Coach Tripping, start us off.
Thank you, Triple R, right? Well, I must say that I don't know sometimes what Coach Ben Johnson is doing. Other times, it's brilliant. That fourth and goal play, or fourth and short play inside the red zone, right, where it turned into some razzle-dazzle, was unsuccessful because it wasn't executed. Now, if it was executed, we would say, oh, that's a brilliant play, and he's a design genius, right? But it wasn't executed, so now he looks like he was just being extra when it wasn't necessary. Get the ball to Manunga and let that boy run, because he runs hard, and I like it. Also, can we please play a full game? Because when we start the game, looking at you, DeMarco Jackson, with a penalty, how do you go from NFC, Defensive Player of the Week, right, to starting out by jumping on the pile? Everybody knows you can't do that from the Pee-wees on up. Discipline, as well as the over 100-yard penalties from the yards of the penalties, that is, right? That is unacceptable. And we keep asking, how sustainable is that? But they keep winning, just like the defense. Bend but don't break. It's not an easy way to play ball. It would be better if they could get off the field on third downs easier and not give up 80, 90-yard drives. But they stiffen. But where they don't stiffen is when they do give up chunk big plays because of lack of pass rush that still exists. And they will continue to get gashed against running mobile quarterbacks, as we saw when Malik Willis, right, came in for the injured Jordan Love. So there are issues, but this defense keeps getting turnovers, so we shall see if they can keep it up throughout the postseason. That would make me happy. just like today's game did. F, G, and B, right? Chef, take it away.
Thank you, Coach. My, oh my, oh my, does it get any more exciting than that? Being the only game in town, or in the country, or in the world, in this case, for the NFL, and then overtime as well. And this team, under the leadership of the Big Ben Big Johnsons, continues to show that the bright lights are not too big. They are continue to show with many of the primetime games and being the main attraction for the NFL. This team has stood up to the challenge and of course found those ways to win the games that before would have been losses. And as long as they all believe that they can be their best, not good and not better, but their best when the time is most important at the end of the games and in the overtime, things lead to victories. But there will be easier victories if they do better and best earlier throughout the game in all three phases. Now, speaking of the game in all three phases, let's look at my Chef Trips Donkeys of the Week.
Chef Trips Donkey of the Week. These have been Chef Trips Donkeys of the Week.
That's right. This is another week with no donkeys. And because they pulled out the victory, there are no donkeys. But had they not won the game, there would have been donkeys. But we do not have to worry about that because it is a moot point because they won the game. And speaking of winning the game, let's look at Chef Trips Standouts of the Week.
Chef Trips Standouts of the Week. Montez Sweat. Caleb Williams. The Special Teams Unit. These have been Chef Trips Standout of the Week.
There are many other players who could have been included in this list, as well as the coaching staff themselves. But these are the players that I saw as the standouts. Do you think these are the standouts? And if you had to choose these standouts, who would you choose? Please share in the comments. Trip, what do you think about FG being and this game?
Bro, thanks, Chef. Ha ha ha. FGB, bro. Victory. Da-da. Let's effing go, bro. Bro, I mean, it was like, it didn't like start good for the offense, but then the offense said FGB, and like while that time, the defense, they were bending, but they weren't breaking, and FGB, and then Poppy Santos, and with his leg, he was clutch, bro, cause those wins were no joke, bro. They were like gusts of like 30 miles an hour, and Poppy Santos was like FGB, and then that onside kick, bro, and it's like I agree with Chef. The special teams, bro, they've been stepping it up, and FGB, and Gizmo to DJ Save My Life, bro. Is it true? Is it not true? Or is it true that DJ, bro, is a better wide receiver than he is a running back? I die on that hill, bro. And FGB. So yeah, it's like, bro, and it's like I told you a long time ago, bro. It's like, yeah, y'all doubt it, like whatever, bro. But I was like, Super Bowl, bro. Like, why not us? It's like, bro, haha, FGB, last effing go. Playoffs, bro, and beyond. Bear TF down, claws up, and let me and fun fact, I got fun facts too, bro. Like when Gizmo does this, it only means he's Iceman, but that's like sign language for bear, and bear is in Spanish is oso. So he's like saying oso in Spanish in sign language. But FGB. Let's go, bro. Triple R, go ahead. Victory, the dub. FGB. Playoffs, let's effing go. FGB.
Thanks, Trip. Thanks, Chef. Thank you, Coach. Good times, baby. Good times. And depending on when you view this, the playoff picture will be more in focus. As up on this recording, it all hinges on games that happen later on today. So the next time we are with you for our San Francisco pregame, we can be talking about not only making the playoffs, but this Bears team's playoff positioning. And will they get a first round bye? Literally going from worst to first. Or as some may say, from floose to first. No shade, just saying. All right? But I'm also just saying, please do subscribe to Chef Tripp's channel at Chef Trips. He does appreciate it. As well as at Trip Kundo to show some love to Coach Tripping as well as Trip. And then to show love in general, beyond subscribing right here to Sports Chicago Style, would be to go to the platforms of Ko-fi and or Patreon and find our channel there, our page there, Sports Chicago Style, and show some love there as well. Much appreciated to one and all. And for those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate, Happy Holidays. Peace be unto you. Blessings as well. The spirit of the season is shared. All right. So we will be back with you for our 49er pregame. All right. So until then, one more again, FGB and bear down.
Bro, claws up.
Merry Christmas.
Bear down.
FGB down.
Bear
down.
down. Right.
Let's effing go. Playoffs and beyond, bro.